this is Dr. Karen Becker, and today we're going to discuss animal acupuncture. Acupuncture comes from the Latin word acus and puncture, meaning acus, needle, and puncture, to prick. So we're pricking the skin with a needle. This ancient Chinese healing art has been around more than 5,000 years for people. And we know that the earliest animal acupuncture charts of horses were found to be about 136 AD. So animal acupuncture has been around a while as well. Animal acupuncture has been popular in the United States over the last 35 years and has growing popularity. As my colleague from Cornell University states, people are really interested in finding a non-surgical, non-drug modality to help their pets. And so acupuncture is growing in its popularity. How acupuncture works depends on an Eastern or Western viewpoint. It all works the same, but explaining how it works can be a little bit different depending on how your brain works. The Western explanation of how acupuncture works is understanding that we're electrical beings. Our brain and spinal cord are wired with electrical or nerve-based synapses. The nerves are connected to nerve bundles, also called acupuncture points, and that bioelectricity, which zips through our nerves and through our nerve bundles, that wires our whole entire body, can be modulated by putting a metal needle. Metal connects or conducts electricity by putting a metal needle in a nerve bundle. You can basically plug in an electrical socket to help reroute bioelectricity to different parts of the body. You can modulate the body's neuroelectrical system with a metal needle. The Eastern explanation of how acupuncture works is based on the fact that bioelectricity can also be called qi, or a vital energy force. And qi flows on the nerve pathways that are called meridians. There are 12 major meridians in the body. The nerve bundles are called acupuncture points, and there are 365 acupuncture points. And by modulating the flow of qi, or energy, around the body, we can help reduce inflammation, block pain, improve organ function, reduce inflammation, and ultimately balance the body's energy systems. Veterinary acupuncture is used both in small animal medicine, so dogs and cats can benefit from acupuncture. Rabbits and ferrets can benefit from acupuncture. Large animal acupuncture is becoming quite popular, primarily on cows and horses, and even exotic and zoo animals are receiving the benefits of acupuncture. So you'll see camels and elephants potentially benefit from the effects of acupuncture as well. The American Academy of Veterinary Acupuncture comments that there are some main reasons why people seek acupuncture for their pets. They note hip dysplasia, degenerative joint disease, degenerative myelopathy, epilepsy, asthma, urinary tract infections, and inflammation, systemic inflammatory conditions, as being the most common reasons why people are seeking acupuncture for their pets. In my practice, we do a lot of acupuncture. Both myself and my colleague, Dr. King, are both licensed animal acupuncturists. And at my practice, we treat a lot of traumatic nerve injuries, lichen granulomas, degenerative joint disease, arthritis, musculoskeletal problems, epilepsy, arthritis, and allergic skin conditions. Dr. King, my colleague, sees also very fancy, expensive racehorses, and Dr. King does quite a bit of large animal acupuncture for racehorses, not just for tendon ligament injuries, but also for reproductive problems, as well as endocrine disorders, such as adrenal and thyroid conditions. So needless to say, there's a lot of uses that acupuncture can encompass in terms of a treatment modality. There are several different types of acupuncture. Needless to say, dry metal needles are the traditional type that's been around 4,500 years or more. But there's some recent variations that have proven to be quite successful in addition to the dry needling technique. Electroacupuncture is attaching a microcurrent of electricity to that metal needle and stimulating the body's electrical flow. Laser acupuncture is actually using a laser over those acupuncture points, and laser acupuncture can be very beneficial for really wiggly pets or pets that do not like to be poked with needles. Acupuncture is the injection of blips of fluid over the acupuncture point. And sometimes for animals that won't sit for a period of time with, let's say, a dozen needles in them, that can be a beneficial modality. At my practice, we use vitamin B12 over those acupuncture points. You can do a treatment in about 5 minutes, and then those animals are free to go home. And the pressure of that fluid over the acupuncture point can provide some continued stimulation and the beneficial effects. There's also a technique of heating the needle called moxibustion. Moxibustion is basically mugwort. It's dried incense where you heat the needles. This is an excellent technique to use for older animals that are cold and stiff and have tight muscles and joints. It's a great way of warming the body, and we use it primarily for older animals with arthritis. So there's some variations that your veterinarian might consider using in addition to just dry needle technique. The amount of time the needles are left in, the needling technique, and the points that are used are all based on your pet's specific condition. So needless to say, there are as many different acupuncture techniques as there are acupuncturists. Does acupuncture work? That's part of what I tell my clients. It's important that you meet up with an acupuncturist that you feel comfortable working with. And they absolutely should be licensed, which means I recommend that you seek a veterinary acupuncturist that has had some very formal training and has been licensed to be approved to be able to perform acupuncture safely and, of course, healthfully for your pet. The condition being treated, as well as the duration and the intensity of the condition, also play into how successful acupuncture could be for your pet. The number of treatment, length of treatments, and how consistently treatments are performed also plays into whether your pet's going to have success with this particular modality or not. Something to think about, and statistically, what research will show you is that 25% of patients or animals will have an amazing response or potentially cure the problem. 50% of animals could see a dramatic improvement, but there still are some symptoms present. And 25% of patients, there's not a response at all to acupuncture. What this highlights to me is that the art of medicine, which is matching up the modality needed to successfully unlock a healing response in your pet, is an important part of deciding what modality to pick. And certainly acupuncture is a great suggestion when it comes to thinking about providing a healing technique for your pet, helping to avoid drugs and surgery as a potential.